It's been way too long since I last worked on a video, and I'm super eager to get back into the delightful process. I haven't uploaded in a few weeks, and I'm sorry about that. It's just that the last few months have been incredibly busy for me, as those of you who follow my Twitter would know. But what better topic to get me back into the swing of things than Fantastic Beasts and where to find them? I'm fairly certain it's one of the only films where Fluffy, the three-headed dog, would actually be considered the most normal animal in the entire movie. But anyway, what I'm doing today is discussing something that could either fall completely flat or minorly explode across the Harry Potter universe. It's a theory that might not have the most evidence, but the concept itself is so polarizing that even evidential absence cannot stop the intrigue that it draws. So today, I introduce this truly perplexing thought. Could Newt Scamander and Buckbeak actually be the same person? Ready for a theory? Hey everyone, Fantastic Beasts 2 is right around the corner, and before we know it, the Crimes of Grindelwald will be here. I, like many, am incredibly excited for tons of backstory on Newt, Dumbledore, Lita Lestrange, and Grindelwald to be unveiled, as well as new storylines with other returning characters. Over the past couple of years, several fan theorists have attempted to connect the Fantastic Beasts characters to the Harry Potter main series characters, and while many of them have been both intriguing and convincing, there's one possible relationship everyone would love to see that just hasn't been able to come together. It's the one between Newt and Hagrid, two extremely similar characters that have yet to come into contact with one another. I mean, honestly, the two of them are basically brothers separated at birth. They both love animals and all sorts of magical creatures, and they were both expelled from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. It just seems like a perfect friendship between two wizards who are alone for much of the time. But could it be possible that Hagrid and Newt do interact with each other many times throughout the Harry Potter series? Let's dive in. Newt is almost obsessed with magical creatures and Fantastic Beasts, and I'm going to logically assume that he stayed like that throughout his whole life, as he was still publishing books about monsters in 1992. In the first Fantastic Beasts movie, we see that he'd rather spend time with the creatures in his briefcase than start up a relationship with pretty much any witch or wizard in New York. He's so psychologically close with animals that he seems like the perfect candidate to be an animagus. I mean, honestly, if Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs could do it, Newt certainly could, and he has even more motive to complete the process. Becoming an animagus is the exact type of project Newt would take on, as he would not only be living among fellow magical creatures for the first time, but he would be finding out more about their lives than ever before. So could it be that Newt was in the Harry Potter series, but in animagus form? It makes sense because Newt was in his 90s during the heptology, and living out his last years in the form of a magical creature seems like the perfect ending to his animal-dedicated life. It's something Newt would totally want to do, especially if he thought his life was about to end. Similarly to the three Marauders, I don't think Newt would have registered himself as an animagus, as it would have revealed his secret to too many people close to him, and would have resulted in a corrupt experience. Though I do think Newt shared what he was planning to do with one other person, but more on that a bit later. Anyway, if Newt was an animagus during the Harry Potter series, then who and where was he during the story? Being that a wizard's animagus form isn't chosen, it's naturally given, we can't really know what it would be for Newt, and even though it usually matches with a wizard's Patronus form, we don't know that either. Meaning that all we have to go off of is the selection of prominent animals throughout Harry Potter, but I don't think it's too hard to figure it out. Earlier, I mentioned the super cool personality connection between Newt and Hagrid, and I believe that the two of them did have a strong relationship in Harry Potter. Could Newt actually be one of the creatures Hagrid cared for? Could he be Buckbeak the hippogriff? This would sum up a lot of mysteries we've had regarding both Buckbeak and Newt. It would firstly explain why we see Newt's name on the Marauders map in The Prisoner of Azkaban. When Harry opens the map for the first time after Fred and George give it to him, you can notice the name Newt Scamander in the bottom right corner. This detail has been dissected by fans, many of whom have come to the consensus that Newt was at Hogwarts because of Dumbledore to explore something about the publication of his book. But it would make a ton of sense if Newt was visiting Dumbledore to let him know that he was about to spend the last years of his life in animagus form at Hogwarts. We're likely to see more of this in the Crimes of Grindelwald, but Newt and Dumbledore were clearly close when Newt was at Hogwarts. Similarly to Hagrid's scenario, Dumbledore was the only one who stood up for Newt when he was about to be expelled from Hogwarts as a teenager. The two then developed a friendship as each of their lives went on, with Newt stating in his book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, "It is true that Albus Dumbledore was something more than a schoolteacher to me, and just by knowing Dumbledore, he would be the perfect person to let in on this type of secret." This would also further enhance what Dumbledore says when Harry and Hermione are about to save Sirius using the Time Turner. "If all goes well, you will be able to save more than one innocent life tonight." Dumbledore was talking about Buckbeak, but if he's really Newt as an animagus, it shows the added importance of the situation that only Dumbledore knew. He knew that by using the Time Turner, Harry and Hermione could save Sirius and bring Newt Scamander back to life, which is really cool and interesting. Something else worth noting is that, very surprisingly, Newt was never recorded to be fighting in the Second Wizarding War against Voldemort. It's quite odd considering he'll be a big part in fighting against Grindelwald during the Fantastic Beasts series, so why didn't he join the wizard community in the effort to stop Voldemort? We do know, however, that Buckbeak fought in the war, and most specifically in the Battle of Hogwarts, along with several other hippogriffs. Even though Newt might not have fought as a human, he definitely fought as a magical creature. So anyway, tell me what you think of this theory down in the comment section. I just think it would be really awesome if Newt actually did have a relationship with Hagrid in the Harry Potter series, and if Harry and Hermione brought him back to life by using the Time Turner. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any future theories on Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, or anything else. Thanks for watching, see you later.